I'm excited to dive into some fascinating tales from the World Wide Web, where everyday people share their most puzzling and often hilarious experiences. Join me as we explore the intriguing stories of human behavior, ethics, and morality through the popular subreddit #AmethysAsshole. Am I the butthole for telling my boyfriend that I will not go to his home country with his family? My boyfriend and I plan to go to my home country as a birthday present for me, and to celebrate our birthdays together, because they're not too far apart. We were going to celebrate them at the end of March because my birthday is in February, and his is early in March. We have been planning this for about a month now, and he told his mother on the day that we started planning it. He told her again yesterday, and now apparently plans have changed. He told me that his mom and his grandma want us to go to his home country for summer, June, July, August, instead of going to my home country at the end of March, which was supposed to be my birthday present as well as a celebration for him and I. I just became very disappointed because it felt like a disregard for my feelings and a disregard to our plans. He didn't even tell me in a way that told me that he didn't want to go. He told me in a way that he was asking if I would like to go with him and his family. I had already told him what a big deal it meant for him to come to my home country, and how amazing it would be as a birthday present. I started picking up extra shifts at work, and these past 2 weeks, I've worked every day to make money just to have extra to spend while we're there. I know that I chose to do it, and no one, not even him, asked me to do it because he was going to be paying for almost everything. I don't know why he hasn't thought of just going to both, because they aren't even at the same time. And he doesn't need to take a leave because he's able to work from home, even if he is overseas. It just feels like he didn't even make an effort to tell his mom and grandma that we had plans and all. I feel like I'm being entitled. Please let me know, because I genuinely don't know how to feel right now, because I've just been crying. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Not the butthole. You made a plan, and it sounds like his mother and grandmother railroaded him into changing that plan, and just expecting you to accept their demands. So I think you need to have a serious talk with him, OP. Because if his family is going to be involved in every life decision, he won't compromise or stand up to them, then I wonder how equal this relationship really is. Go on your trip regardless. If he doesn't like it, that's his problem. Relationships are a two-way street, and if he doesn't see it that way, then maybe you're better off without him and his overbearing family. That's jealousy. The mother and grandmother smell him getting closer to her family and are heading that off at the pass, while leveling up with a longer visit. Exactly. And OP's BF folded like a cheap suit. OP, take this as a warning. He is showing you where you rank in his life, behind mom and grandmom. I mean, seriously? If you've been together for any length of time, this is a big, honest conversation is needed. If he can't stand up to his parents for his partner, it's a bad sign for the relationship. OP deserve to have your wishes respected. Couldn't agree more. And now for the next story. Am I the butthole for telling my mother-in-law she can't criticize my parenting in front of my kid? I, 30 female, have been married to my husband Kieran, 34 male, for 4 years, and we have one son together. 3. My mother-in-law Christy is one of those people who doesn't seem to have ever grown out of the mentality that her son is in fact a grown man with a family of his own, and can be very overbearing at times, but I've known for the most part that she means well. She was very vocal through my pregnancy about what I should do and everything, etc., and a lot of it was valuable as first-time parents, but since our son has been born, she's been very hands-on. Kieran has previously spoken to her about coming over too often. He knows I prefer to leave her to him, lol. But she doesn't seem to have taken much of the hint. Right now, she enjoys popping over up sometimes twice a week. A few days ago, we were at a family gathering when my son threw a tantrum because he'd lost his favorite teddy. I was handling it calmly and found the toy, but my mother-in-law stepped in and started criticizing my approach right in front of everyone. She told me that I was being too lenient, and that my son would grow up spoiled if I didn't discipline him properly. This seemed utterly ludicrous to me, considering that not only is it mine and my husband's decision how we parent our son, but he's 3 years old and lost his teddy. There's not much to discipline him for. I was embarrassed and frustrated because it was in front of a bunch of family members, but I pulled her aside later and asked her directly if she could take a step back from trying to control both my marriage and parenting. She got very frustrated with me and started telling me that I needed to be more patient. Real change of tune there. Christy thought I needed to be more strict and direct. and that she was clearly only trying to help. I understand that she probably is acting with the best of intentions, but it's starting to get too much. Part of me can't help but feel like she's treating mine and Kieran's son as a sort of second son of her own. But on the other hand, I understand that she's likely just trying to guide us in the right direction. I'm not sure. Am I the butthole? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Not the butthole, and next time call out the hypocrisy. Be more understanding with a grown woman than a toddler who lost their toy. Ask her why she should get more understanding than a 3-0. Make her answer. More importantly, your husband, not you, his monkey, his circus, needs to set boundaries that have consequences. No more of this, "Hey mom, try to not come over" as often soft approach. He needs to say, "Mother, we will no longer be accepting unplanned visits. If you would like to come over, you need to text and ask." If we say no, that is a complete sentence. Even if we are home, if we say no, the answer is no, and you will not be allowed inside if you break this boundary. Breaking this boundary will result in a 1-month time out of any visiting or interaction. A second violation will double the timeout time. We also will no longer accepting unsolicited advice on how to raise our child. If we need opinions on a parenting decision, we will ask for it. Otherwise, please keep your opinion to yourself. If you criticize our parenting, especially in front of others, you will be put in a 1-month timeout. Continued disregard of this boundary will result in a doubling of the out time. Not the butthole, but your husband should be the one standing up for you. You and your husband should discuss how often she can visit, and tell her she can no longer just show up. If she does show up without prior arrangements, just don't answer the door. Time to establish some boundaries. And if she's got a key, change the locks. Exactly this. It's her husband who needs to deal with her. And now for the next story. AITA. If I silently gave up on my wife's projects? I have been married to my wife for almost 20 years. We have 2 kids, 17 and 15. My wife chose to be a Sam, which I 100% support, and has not worked since we got married. She was slightly overweight when we got married and gained significant weight with each pregnancy. She continued to gain weight after the second pregnancy, finally stopping when she hit 375 pounds. She has remained that weight for the last 10 years. Her mom was very weight-focused when my wife was a teen, going as far as to put her in Weight Watchers at age 13. As a result, my wife has asked that I not try to help her on her weight loss journey. I'm allowed to celebrate her successes but never offer advice unless directly asked. Because of my wife's weight, she has mobility and endurance issues, which I understand and am sympathetic towards. Her knees ache, and trying to do chores tires her out almost immediately and can impact her for days. This has resulted in me carrying the load for our entire family for the last 10 years. I work from home. Our kids do online public school through K-12A, and I am their tutor. I make sure they do chores, get exercise, make healthy breakfast lunches, and get their schoolwork done. I schedule and attend all their activities, appointments, and playdates. I also take care of our house with the help of the kids. I've taught them how to clean and maintain a V house, and have assigned them various cleaning chores so I don't have to do it all. I plan the menus, do the shopping, and cook dinner. My kids and I do the laundry. I pay the kids to wash the cars. I encourage their hobbies, learn about them, and make sure they have the supplies and instruction they need. When the kids are upset or otherwise emotionally disturbed, my wife sends them to me because she just gets escalated trying to help them, and things get worse. One of our children has social anxiety and the other has ADHD and OCD. So, emotional dysregulation is a daily issue we are working through with therapy. But my wife isn't able to attend the therapy sessions, and so the info she gets is only as good as my ability to explain what the professionals explain to me. Because of these issues, I'm usually dead tired by the time I crawl into bed. This is usually when she brings up things she would like us to try. I say this in quotes, because they are usually things she expects me to do, since she isn't able. These things usually require me to make calls arrangements, run extra errands, and dedicate time, space, energy to the project. AITA, if I stop making these things happen, and instead just said something like, "Sure, let me know when you want to make that happen," when I know she won't be able to follow through. I love my wife. The good aspects of her are great. I just don't have it in me to do everything she wants on top of everything the family needs. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. You dumb idiot to say no, but also why do you hate yourself? As a person who lived with obesity for decades, I understand that obesity is incredibly difficult to manage, and that ultimately most obese people will not succeed in losing significant amounts of weight long-term without surgery or long-term medication. I'm not saying that obesity has a quick fix. That does not, however, absolve her of her responsibility to seek medical and psychological treatment for her obesity, if that's something you can remotely access, because what she's doing clearly isn't working. Her responsibility to help the kids with school. Why does her having a physical impairment stop her from doing any of the tutoring, homework help, ordering supplies for them online, etc.? Her responsibility to help with normal parenting tasks, like managing upset kids. And if she doesn't have the emotional tools to do so, getting therapy, learning about parenting, whatever she needs to do so. Her responsibility to be involved in therapy with her kid, to the same extent you are, and your kid's physical and emotional health needs in general. Her responsibility to help with household and family tasks as much as she is able. Why are you the one making phone calls? If she's too tired to stand up to make food, why isn't she sitting her ass down and at least helping with the prep? Why can't she help plan meals, or order groceries, or fold laundry sitting down, or fundamentally, you understand that many people as obese as her have to do these tasks and more because they have no choice as adults, right? And that allowing her to do literally nothing, not even stuff she can do on the sofa, is wild. Like, either there's a significant degree of untreated mental health issues here, leading her to be unable to meaningfully participate in her own life, and she's just been allowed to not even try to get help, or she's just completely lazy and checked out. She's not actually parenting these kids. Calling her a Sam when you're doing the sod task and working while she scrolls TikTok, or whatever, is one hell of a stretch. I recommend some serious reflection about why you've enabled her to neglect you and your children while self-destructing for so long, and how to fix this broken dynamic that clearly isn't working for anyone. This isn't healthy for you, for your wife, or for your children who are growing up in this. After reading this story, I honestly can't even believe it's real. The post can pretty much be summed up as, my wife is so obese that for the last 10 years has not done a single thing related to caring for our kids or house. I can't even understand what she is doing if she has zero responsibilities. Also, why continues to stay married to and enable this person's behavior. We see women come here and post about equally useless men all the time, lol. Fuck. This hit me really hard just now. When I read posts like these about lazy, uncaring male partners, I almost perceive it as a norm. It's been pushed as a norm. It's a trope in all kinds of media. I think useless sitcom husband is the one that gets pointed to the most. I think the problem is exactly that. That women would never have being useless to their family and relationship be normalized like that. We can totally be useless ass partners too, though. Remember that people who have better balances in their relationships aren't going to be posting on here. If you sit in Fenway Park and think that the people around you represent the average number of Red Sox fans in a city, you're going to be disappointed if you come to New York. Yay for feminism, finally breaking the glass floor of mediocrity. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.